Imagine walking through a remote desert and stumbling upon an artifact so strange it looks like it fell from another world. Imagine holding something that shouldn't exist, a man-made tool sealed inside rock millions of years old, or a star map so precise it suggests someone was watching the sky with advanced instruments before recorded history even began. And wait until you hear about number 1, a mysterious Mayan carving that might prove someone saw Earth from orbit thousands of years ago. Let's dive into the top 10 ancient artifacts that shouldn't exist, rare and forbidden edition. Welcome to Singularity Animations, where the past isn't just history, it's a mystery. Subscribe now if you want to uncover the secrets archaeologists don't talk about. 10. The Coso Artifact, spark plug from the Stone Age. Our first artifact is as controversial as it is bizarre. In 1961, 3 friends, Wallace Lane, Virginia Maxey, and Mike Mikesell, were hunting for geodes in Olancha, California. One of the geodes they cracked open revealed a man-made object, a metal core encased in porcelain, surrounded by a hexagonal sleeve of rusted iron. Engineers said it closely resembled a spark plug from the 1920s, but the concretion around it was dated to at least 500,000 years old. Researchers like Maxey believed it was evidence of a technologically advanced civilization, existing before humans were even supposed to be here. Critics argue the concretion might have formed in just a few decades under the right mineral conditions. But here's the strangest twist, and the artifact mysteriously vanished from public display after the 1960s, and today its whereabouts are unknown. Why would such a crucial object disappear if it was just a modern spark plug? While 9. The Nampa Figurine, a doll from the Ice Age. In 1889, drillers sinking a well in Nampa, Idaho, hit a layer of clay 300 feet down and brought up something completely unexpected, a tiny, perfectly formed clay figurine of a woman, complete with detailed features and clothing. Geologist George Frederick Wright wrote that the layer it was found in belonged to the Pliocene epoch, over 2 million years old. If true, this means human-like beings were creating art in North America long before modern humans supposedly evolved. Some skeptics claim the figurine must have been a hoax, dropped into the borehole by workers. But others argue that the detailed craftsmanship shows cultural sophistication, not something a bored miner would have carved in secret. This strange artifact still sits in the Idaho State Historical Society Museum, mostly ignored by mainstream academia. 8. The Lolladoff Plate, a prehistoric stargate. This mysterious disc, reportedly found in Nepal, is engraved with concentric spirals, dots representing stars, and a humanoid figure with an elongated head and large, almond-shaped eyes, looking strikingly like the gray aliens described in modern UFO encounters. Researchers have linked it to the legend of the Dropa, a mysterious race of small-statured people said to have crashed to Earth thousands of years ago. The plate is believed by some fringe archaeologists to depict their arrival, the stars they came from, and their spiral-shaped ship. Skeptics argue there's not enough documentation to verify the artifact's authenticity, as it's rarely seen outside private collections. But if it's real, it could be one of the earliest depictions of contact with beings from beyond Earth, predating modern UFO lore by millennia. The Kingoody Hammer, a forgotten out-of-place tool. Before the London hammer became famous, there was the Kingoody Hammer. In 1844, quarry workers in Kingoody, Scotland, discovered an iron hammer embedded in sandstone dated at 360 to 400 million years old, a time when Earth was populated mostly by primitive plants and fish. Scottish naturalist David Brewster documented the find and noted that the hammerhead's metal was pure, iron with almost no corrosion, which should not be possible after millions of years underground. Mainstream scientists claim the artifact must have been a more recent intrusion into a natural fissure, but there's no record of blasting or digging that could have placed it there. It remains one of the most quietly ignored discoveries in archaeological history. 6. The Tecaxic-Calixtlahuaca Head, Roman artifact in Mexico. In 1933, archaeologist José García Payón unearthed a terracotta head from a burial site near Mexico City. Its facial features and style are unmistakably Roman, and thermoluminescence dating placed it around 200 CE. If genuine, this artifact suggests that Roman sailor, or traders, reached the Americas over 1,000 years before Columbus. Some researchers propose it may have come via transoceanic drift, but its presence in a pre-Hispanic burial site implies it was treasured by locals. Mainstream historians tend to dismiss it as a coincidence, but the head still sits in the National Museum of Anthropology in Mexico, quietly challenging the accepted story of first contact. 5. The Ulfbert Swords, medieval supersteel. These rare Viking swords, dating between the 8th and 11th centuries, were forged using crucible steel, a method so advanced it wouldn't be replicated in Europe until the 19th century. Metallurgist Dr. Alan Williams studied the swords and found they contained a carbon content close to modern steel and almost no slag, making them sharper, stronger, and more flexible than any other weapon of their time. How did the makers of the Ulfbert swords acquire this technology? Some suggest it came through trade with Persia or India, where wood steel was made, but that still doesn't explain how a secret so powerful could be lost for centuries. 4. The giant stone discs of Bayan Karaula, ancient data storage. In 1938, Chinese archaeologist Chipu Te discovered a series of caves in the Bayan Karaula Mountains, containing the remains of a small, thin-boned people, and 716 circular stone discs with tiny spiral grooves. Russian researcher Dr. Vyacheslav Zaitsev claimed to have translated the grooves, which allegedly told the story of a people called the Dropa, who came from the clouds after their spaceship crashed. After the 1970s, the stones mysteriously vanished from Chinese museums and official interest in them dropped. Whether they were suppressed for political reasons or simply lost remains a mystery. 3. The Phaistos Disk, message from a lost language. Discovered in 1908 on the island of Crete, the Phaistos Disk is a circular piece of fired clay stamped with 242 mysterious symbols arranged in a spiral. No one has ever conclusively deciphered the disk, though theories range from it being a hymn to a Minoan goddess, to a secret navigational chart, or even an encoded prophecy. Its method of production, stamping instead of carving, suggests the Minoans had a form of mass printing, which would have been revolutionary for its time. Was it a single ceremonial object or part of a series we've yet to find? 2. The Nebra Sky Disk, prehistoric star map. In 1999, treasure hunters found a bronze disc buried with swords near Nebra, Germany. Once cleaned, it revealed gold inlays showing the sun, moon, and 32 stars, including the Pleiades cluster, making it the oldest known realistic depiction of the night sky. Dr. Harold Meller, who led the study, believes it was used to calibrate farming cycles by tracking the solstices. The disc also went through several modifications, suggesting it was updated as knowledge grew. Its discovery forces us to rethink prehistoric Europe, not as a land of primitive tribes, but as a place where people carefully studied the heavens and recorded their knowledge in metal. 1. The Mayan cosmonaut of Palenque, the ultimate ancient astronaut. At last, the artifact we teased at the beginning, the sarcophagus lid of King Pakal inside the Temple of Inscriptions at Palenque, Mexico. This massive stone carving shows Pakal in a strange, reclining position, seemingly operating levers and pedals, with what looks like exhaust flames below him. Eric von Däniken argued it shows a spacecraft, a literal ancient astronaut, blasting off into the sky. Mayan scholars argue it represents Pakal's journey to the underworld, but even they admit the imagery is unusually mechanical for Mayan art. Whether a metaphor or a memory of a real event, this artifact remains one of the most compelling pieces of evidence for the idea that humanity may once have had contact with something, or someone, far beyond Earth. So which one made you rethink history? The 2-million-year-old Nampa Figurine, the Roman head in Mexico, or King Pakal's spaceship? Maybe history isn't a straight line. Maybe there were lost chapters, civilizations that rose, fell, and left behind clues we're only just beginning to find. This was Singularity Animations. Subscribe if you want to see more hidden history brought to light. And let's keep questioning everything we think we know.